afternoon and welcome to the Midday News here on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. I am Bhavita Gopal-Chan. Thank you so much for joining us. Tobagonians will go to the polls on January 12th as the Chief Secretary has finally declared the date for the Tobago House of Assembly election. During a Tobago People's Party rally in Scarborough last evening, Vali Augustine announced that he has already advised the Prime Minister of the date and together they will inform the President. The TPP leader expects the President will issue the election writ on December 5th. Now, last evening, the party unveiled its 15 candidates, and in addressing the crowd, Augustine spoke on the controversial radar issue. Augustine said Tobago's foreign policy is that it will be minding its own business, and while the United States' tension with Venezuela seems to escalate, Tobago will not support any war. However, he said he strongly believes the Chief Secretary should have a seat on the National Security Council, and he believes the TPP can bring about that change to the law.
I don't like outsiders in my space trying to control with space from wherever they are. That is the ethos of every Tobagonian. But the reality of the global world that we live in is that partnerships will be formed. And until Tobago and Tobagonians fight and ensure that we have a say when it comes to international relations and Tobago, then we will continue to have a situation where somebody could sit somewhere else and make a decision for us.
Meanwhile, there was a major surprise during the unveiling of candidates. The TPP had already revealed 13 of its 15 candidates on November 24th. And last evening, the final two were unveiled. Ian Pollard was again chosen to defend his Mason Hall Marai district. But the real bombshell of the night was the unveiling of its Buku Mount Pleasant candidate. The party chose Keegan Denoon, who had moments earlier that day resigned as the PNM's Tobago West chairman. Augustine said the TPP has always attracted top talent from rival parties.
We are all Tobagonians fighting for a better Tobago and fighting to ensure that we build the greatest little island on the planet. And so, our final candidate is a gentleman who some hours ago was the chairman of PNM Tobago West. And a few hours later, he decided that enough is enough.
Now, this will be the TPP's first THA election since breaking away from the Progressive Democratic Patriots in 2023. Well, former Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister Dr. Amory Brown says Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has locked herself into extrajudicial killings and regime change. Dr. Brown says there have always been tensions between the United States and Venezuela, but on this occasion, Persad-Bissessar has chosen to align herself in the country with the actions of the U.S., which has gone against established foreign affairs protocols of the country. He says this has been an unfortunate spiral of events.
The Trinidad and Tobago did not insert themselves in the way that we have on this occasion via the reckless actions of our Prime Minister, who seems relentless in associating herself with extrajudicial killings, with violations of international law, and public positions completely counter to the established foreign policy of Trinidad and Tobago, of CARICOM, of a non-aligned state, and really exposing our people, our facilities and our resources to a level of tension that we in this country have not experienced before.
And as the Senate begins debate on the proposed Stand Your Ground legislation, the opposition senator said while he acknowledges that crime is a serious challenge, the proposed bill may not be the ideal solution.
I know there's a sense that something must be done. That doesn't mean that what is being offered is the answer to the challenge that we face, but we will make the best possible determination.
However, Government Senator Darrell Alahar says the legislation is not a license to kill, but is meant to give citizens the opportunity to protect themselves in the face of increasing home invasions.
And I think it's going to take us very far in that it's going to adjust the rights of victims and adjust the rights of home invaders to the point where the victims of home invasion have the confidence and the protection of the law to do what they can to protect their families.
It's official. The Public Services Association and the Chief Personnel Officer have agreed on a 10% salary increase for public servants. The deal was signed shortly after midnight. The agreements are a 10% increase for the periods 2014 to 2016 and 2017 to 2019. The consolidation of COLA for those two periods, the new salaries and allowances to take effect from January next year, and advances on arrays on or all before December 23rd. Well, CPO Commander Dr. Darrell Dindial has already revealed that back pay will cost the state $3.8 billion, and the new salaries will add $420 million per annum on the recurrent expenditure books. All eyes are now on the finance minister, who has promised to explain to the public where the additional funds will come from to cover these payments. Minister Devendranath Tanku has so far not responded to our questions today. To news of crime now. The bullet-riddled body of 37-year-old Jamal Arthur was discovered on Monday morning, hours after a shooting incident in Chaguanas. Police say the attack began around 9:50 p.m. on Sunday on Cordial Avenue, Cashew Gardens. Arthur and two friends were approached by two men, one of whom was armed. Now, during the attack, Arthur was shot multiple times and died. One of his friends was also shot in the neck and was taken to hospital, where he's stable. A motive for the murder has not yet been established, as police investigations are ongoing. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
Season's greetings from Secu Credit Union, where we make your dreams come true. Check out our vehicle loan specials, flexible terms and reduced rates until February 2026. Need funds for the holiday season? Take advantage of our $20,000 Sorrel season loan. No hold-on shares and no installment payments required until 2026. Get up to 5 times your shares balance with our personal loans, or access up to $1 million for debt consolidation. Contact us at 226-7328 for more info. Secu, supporting expectations, caring for you.
Unwrap the biggest Christmas sale of the year. Complete a single vision eyewear from just $279. Or complete single vision transition lenses with designer frames for only $699. Available while stocks last. And many more in-store specials available only at Seaview Optical.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488, 701-6680, 728-6786, or visit our website to order.
Rolling things off, the West Indies rollers made the most of a seam-friendly condition on day one of their first test against New Zealand at Hagley Oval, reducing their host to 231 for 9 in a rain-interrupted opening day. Kemar Roach struck in just his third ball back in Test cricket, while Justin Greaves and OJ Shields each claimed 2 wickets to trigger a middle-order collapse. New Zealand were on the ropes at 148 for 6 before a 52-run 7th wicket stand from Michael Bracewell, and Nathan Smith lifted them to a modest total. With bad light ending play early, the West Indies will begin their first innings when day 2 resumes tonight, looking to take control of the match. Well, after a weekend of high scores throughout the competition, Trinidad and Tobago's senior national women's team made their own statement. A 5-0 win over Barbados in Group F of CONCACAF W qualifying. Here's more.
Led by Kenya Yaya Cordner, Trinidad and Tobago's senior women resumed competitive activity for the first time in 2 years, with a promise to attack with full force at the historic Kensington Oval. The hosts in yellow would have to contend with a lineup which included a new goalkeeper in Simone Elegon and an imposing array of midfield and attacking talent. In the 12th minute, 15-year-old Nikita Gosain delivered an inch-perfect cross to the back stick. Katie Johnson put it back across, and Yaya put a stamp on the match with her 40th in the national strip. 1-0 TNT after 12 and at the half-time whistle. In the 77th, Johnson finally got TNT's second, eluding her marking before spanking it from way out, 2-0 to the Women Warriors. Second half sub Ariana Borneo had a long-range beauty of her own, hers with a touch of finesse. 3-0 TNT after 82. As energy levels waned, Aaliyah Prince was not to be left out. Surrounded by 3 Bajan defenders, her will was greater and a 4th soon followed. Finally, 5 minutes into second half stoppage, the icing on the cake. Another second half introduction, Laurel Romaine, accepting the gift from player of the match Johnson, and a stellar start for the Damian Briggs coached senior women. They now look ahead to a tougher assignment against Honduras on March 3rd, 2026.
Well, congratulations to them. That's how we end sport. It's back to a break.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Trinry, premier insurance coverage for less.
Win a Parade Car Raffle organized on behalf of Queen's Royal College. First prize is a Royal Ride Ford Ranger. Draw date Saturday, December 20th at the school. Tickets only $100. All proceeds for the further uplifting of the school. Tickets available at islandetickets.com. Sandbag Lotto opposite the Oval. Northern Hardware, Diggle Martin Main Road. West Star Liquor Mart, Moncoco Road. Top Office, Belmont. Hearty Foods Arima. Charlie's Anchor Cafe. Corner Anna Street and Pitt Avenue, Frankie's on the Avenue, Quasi Discount Mart, California, Universal Plumbing, Diggle Martin Main Road, Woodview, Tragrit Road, GAK Electrical and Plumbing, opposite Starlight, Western Union, Tunapuna, VML Minimart, St. Lucian Road, Arthur's Minimart, Balandra, Alums Pharmacy, Majuma Crossroad, Madison Bar, Diggle Martin, Auto and Lotto Shop, Long Circular Mall. For more info, call the college at 622-1671 or the hotline at 491-1802. Queen's Royal College Christmas Parade Car Raffle.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pear's St. Lucia Labour Party has secured an historic second consecutive victory in the 2025 general election, the first back-to-back win for any party on the island in a decade. Preliminary results show the SLP winning 11 of the 17 constituencies, with 4 seats still to be confirmed. Opposition leader Alan Chastity holds the only confirmed seat so far for the United Workers' Party. Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire won in Castries South, while several other SLP candidates secured convincing victories across key constituencies. Now, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has extended congratulations to St. Lucia's Prime Minister-elect Philip Pear after his St. Lucia party, Labour Party that is, retained its legislative majority in yesterday's general election. In a message posted on X, Persad-Bissessar said the people of St. Lucia have spoken at the polls and she wishes Prime Minister Pear and his government all the best in the future. Well, the White House is defending a U.S. Navy admiral who ordered a second strike on a suspected drug boat in the Caribbean, saying they acted legally and with proper security. The statement comes after reports claim the second strike killed survivors from the first attack, causing lawmakers from both parties to call for a review. Former President Donald Trump, that is, President Donald Trump, said he wouldn't have wanted a second strike, but still defended Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who denies ordering the deaths. Military leaders maintain the operation followed all laws and was part of efforts to target drug trafficking networks. Well, today is expected to be partly cloudy with intermittent light to moderate showers and the medium chance of isolated thunderstorm activity. Gusty winds and straight or flash flooding are likely near heavy downpours. Seas are moderate with waves up to 2 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. The forecast high is 31 degrees Celsius in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, thank you so much for joining us for a look at the day's developments so far. We love these stories and so much more coming up for you in our Midday Newscast at 7 p.m. today. Until then, have a great day.